is pretty good timings for them. Nothing to be sad about at all. Meanwhile, they haven't even been able to take one tier 1 tower on the side of Mudgolems. This map is going to feel very, very small for them. And I want to reiterate my point from before as well, is that the Invoker actually had a really good lane. He came out ahead of the Zeus, there were some nice rotations in from Milan, but I just kind of feel like they didn't really link up with him and play with him, and I don't really know where that call needs to come from, whether it needs to come from Supreme himself. He is a stand-in, so it's kind of awkward for him to be able to, you know, ask for that.
It's a pretty good... I have a pretty good question for you, right? Who do you think on the side of Mudgolems can play with him?
Oh,
there really isn't anyone.
The Batrider, surely, but yeah, Batrider with Boots of Travel doesn't really feel like they want to be doing that.
Well, the Batrider had a terrible lane playing against a Lysander, and mind you, they took that like after they saw it, right? And then also they have a Shadow Demon who doesn't really play that well with Invoker either, and Omni is just Omni Knight, so they don't really have a lot of synergy or heroes who can play with the Invoker. But the Invoker needed to be the one to make plays, some surprising plays, in order to get his team back into the game. Just weren't able to.
GH gets the bounty route. He does walk into 3 heroes. Surely they can punish this at least. They do get on top of him and they will take him down. The Nimbus gets dropped. Yeah, that's the Zeusags available. That So comes out, but he gets immediately murdered for his efforts. Goodbye. And now everyone's just trying to TP themselves away. Fada gets out. Everybody else does as well. Supreme's just on the run, doing it by foot, but with those works, he's going to be completely fine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Kuro also using excellent. Not that it matters. He's a position 5, right? He's already done his job in this game. He was like pretty much a threat in the draft. Moved that hero into the 5 when he realizes like it's kind of getting semi-countered here, and then just picked much more optimal core heroes. And Miracle, he's having such an amazing game. Look at this. Hey, we did say that Miracle is going to have a way better game than he did last game. Yeah, and he's having that right now. He's 8.6k net worth, 16 minutes in. This is just an absolute beyond free farm Lysander at the moment.
Yeah, for this hero, that's extremely good, Mark. And he's just going to keep on whacking away in the tier 2 towers now, finding his aggression. Meanwhile, we've got GH maybe caught out here by Supreme and Fata. Can they finish the job though? Under the Nimbus, it's tanking up quite a lot. GH going to roll himself away. The Illusions won't be able to finish the job. And now Supreme held still inside the pit of mouse, has the invis though, and can run himself to a degree of safety. Meanwhile, Milan tries to come around the back, get out a couple of spells. Miracle sees him though, and Miracle wants him, but he won't get him. Yeah, it's a little too far for a Lysander to go for a pretty worthless kill.
At least Mudgolems do get away. And they're going to keep farming up on the map, trying to get some items before they try to group up. But the tier 2 mid is looking in a lot of danger from Mudgolems. The more heroes they keep bringing mid to defend this, the more chances Nigma are going to have to kill people, because they're not going to stop. GH is showing bottom though. That might actually deter Nigma from continuing on with this.
Miracle smacking away at that tier 2 tower and infest up inside mind control. Maybe they do a little bit of a wraparound, see what there is to see. But there isn't much to see, unfortunately.
Yep, jumping into his Uber. Ready for the ride, but mind control's like, nah, bruh. We ain't going right now. Just gonna farm up the triangle instead. This mid tower is pretty low, 400 HP.
Yeah, it's been a long push for Nigma, but they will be able to take it, and the commitment pays off in the end as they take down the middle tier 2. Again, you know, just feeling less and less space to move around and farm up on the side of Mudgolems on this map. And I love that Lysa is going for the AC as well. This is an item which TB hates playing into.
Yeah, but TB can also steal it, right, with the reflection.
True.
Which is kind of nice. But other than that, like, it's still a freaking insanely good item, like especially to have it pre 20 minutes.
Going for the solo kill. Mind Control's gonna come in and make it a duo kill, and Weeha's gonna jump in and yeah, make it the old 3-on-1. Meanwhile,
that was Ubering top. Oh, it's because they want to make sure if Mudgolems do jump the Lysander top, because they showed all bottom, they're ready for that counterplay. But Mudgolems have no intentions of taking any fights at the moment, so they're just gonna walk up, probably take the outpost before 20 minutes, or at least I would like to see them do it.
Mudgolems. When is the point of their comeback? When can they try and make a play and go for a team fight? What items are they waiting for?
They're just waiting for the angle of fight, right? the way that Nigma's playing, they're so tight. They're not giving any chance for Mudgolems to get any pickoffs. And the only hero that can really pick off at the moment is, I guess, the Invoker. The Batrider still making his way towards that BKB and split pushing.
Roshan gets taken, the tornado comes into it to try and disrupt this, but yeah, no Batrider here. Supreme, he's just trying to make some space, but unfortunately, now they get on top of him. He gets the invis out though. GH has also get himself poisoned up a little bit. Tries to go for the roll, but he does get cancelled out immediately by that cold snap, so they're drawing out this fight out for a very long time, and they're going to be able to pop him with the poisons. Goodbye, GH. Nigma, though, still very strong.
That was a 5 stack of poisons on GH.
Yeah.
I don't think he realized that he had so many on him. But I think this is going to give Mudgolems a chance to defend this, possibly. Batrider still has no intentions of actually coming. And I think Nigma are just going to be like, yo, we need our Earth Spirit. Lycider's kind of low HP. Let's just chill out.
Yeah. Yeah, so this play from Supreme and Milan did actually give the Batrider space to finish off his BKB. So 33 is going to rock up into the next fight with a pretty impressive item. This means that he can go in and steal the Lifestealer, or preferably the Zeus if possible, but without the Blink Dagger, that's going to be kind of tricky.
They also have the Solar Crest up on Invoker now, so the TB is actually looking a little bit scarier now.
Okay,
with that pickup.
Yeah, the Solar Crest.
Mind Control is making his way towards the Solar Crest too, but won't be having it for the next engagement. Mudgolems already smoking up. They got everything they need.
Let's see what they can do. 33 coming across. They're looking for Miracle. They want to try and take down the big boy. The BKB comes out from the Batrider. Lasso coming through, and the artillery just pounds away at the Lifestealer. He is removed from existence. Mind Control going to be the next target. He's trying to get himself away, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen, as they're going to be able to drop him as well. Next target going to be Kuro. Kuro, is there any way out of this one? Dropping the Spirit Siphons down onto 3 heroes. Still not enough, though, to keep her alive.
Oh, that's a rush.
3 heroes chained up. Roshan looking very tempting for Mudgolems. They make their way across. Beautiful plays from them. Nigma, can they do anything about this Roshan attempt?
They want to kill the Fada. I think they want to kill Fada. They at least want to kill someone who's just running in.
GH actually rolls forwards into them, dropping the 4-man Magnetize down. Fada's got to be careful. He's taking a lot of damage. Actually just going to die to the Nimbus in the back. GH causing a whole lot of hurt here, as they might even get 33 as well. Magnetize actually just runs out, so they won't be able to finish that one off. Milan's got to be careful. This Nimbus doing work, and they actually have to leave this one. They did buy enough time to stop the Roshan, and Supreme's even going to get left behind by his team here. This Invoker's just going to get picked up on the back, and now Nigma, they see Roshan sitting wide open on half HP, ready for his team to come in and take it. What did Mudgolems do wrong there?
So Mudgolems, they had to go out and kick this Zeus and Earth Spirit out, because if Earth Spirit rolls in, magnetizes 5 heroes with the Zeus, Nimbus, and the ulti, that would be a complete disaster, right? Because we didn't actually use any skills while they were killing the Lifestealer. So they try to go out, they try to kick him out, but you know, this Earth Spirit is just still way too strong while he has that up, and he just buys back right away. So it's a suicide mission from GH, and it works out because now they got Aegis on the side of Nigma.
It was really good. He got off so much damage with his death there. Meanwhile, Fata, he's immediately going to throw down the Heavenly Grace onto himself, try to get himself away. What is this? What is these roots coming out from Mind Control? It's like, hey, have an Atos. Hey, have a bit of Malice. Hey, have a net. God damn it, stop rooting me, GH. Mind Control, now they jump forward onto Milan. Hello, Milan. Goodbye, Milan. Thank you for playing.
This is it. I call this a Miracle Aegis. I think of all the players, all the carry players I've seen, Miracle is the absolute craziest when it comes to having an Aegis and just constantly running at the opponent.
Oh yeah.
Like, he just doesn't stop.
No, it enables him to go full aggressive mode, diamond towers, pushing for kills, which other carries wouldn't do so. It's very scary.
He's going for an MKB next too. Is that the best item? I guess he's got the damage output with all the attack speed. Maybe just playing up for that TB potential butterfly later anyway. But TB's going for the Scotty now. He also went for the Manta style anyway, regardless of how much magic damage is available on Nigma's side. And easy ways to kill illusions too. So Mudgolems are kind of just chilling, you know, waiting for this Aegis maybe to run out. It's going to be another 3 minutes. Meanwhile, Miracle just taking out the towers one by one. Blink Dagger almost up on the Batrider. Maybe once the Aegis is down, they will try to do that same thing again, where they jump onto Miracle and try to burst him with the Terror Blade, Alacrity, Solar Crest.
I mean, Mudgolems have to be enthused by the fact that they know they can bring down this Lifestealer once. It's possible. They're going to try and do it
Ooh,
with
he's
just some
fresh.
gentle pokes, but he's just going to get inside this reinforced creep, so the freebie escape. It's pretty nice.
Dire's top
Oh, it's
tower
really
has
good.
been denied.
This Leicester ulti is one of the most triggering ones for sure.
It's pretty broke.
It's so hard to kill this hero. They want Supreme. They're
Hey,
on the
buddy.
hunt.
Oh, they have the dust on him. He is looking like he might be a little bit dead, a little bit French froze. Oh, and they go though with the lasso. They've managed to grab out GH. Now, well, the ultimate pop from Skinner to just blow him up. I say ultimate, I mean Metamorphosis. Pretty much an ultimate anyway. As Fada running around in the middle of this fight, dropping out the purification. Actually onto Skinner, giving his own life to keep Skinner a little bit healthier. Lycian's going to come in and try and look for Supreme. Supreme's just going to try and control him up though. He's got the rage available in 18 seconds, and now Supreme needs to leave. Skinner though, kind of isolated. He's away from his teammates. A Miracle is coming into him now. He needs to find a way out of this. Meanwhile, Kura gets dropped by Milan. Skinner gets off the ultimate onto the Lifestealer, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to matter Manta to get rid of the open wounds, but unfortunately just can't bring down Miracle, can't make the trades, and we is going to be able to get, oh, the Sunstrike nearly connects onto the Lifestealer. They can't even get his Aegis though, and that is going to be the end of it. Yeah, unfortunately with that TB dead, no more fighting really possible from Mudgolems.
Yeah, they did not lasso the Lifestealer because he has an Aegis. They went for the Earth Spirit, who did not have a buyback. After that, I think Skidder almost brought down Wii. He had like 200 HP, but then boom, regeneration rune in his bottle. Just pops that, gets full everything, goes back into the fight. Skidder can no longer take this engagement anymore, especially while Omni is gone. And I also saw Kuro near the tier 4s. He was diving a Bat Rider.
Okay, I was wondering what he was up to, but yeah, going in pretty deep there, bud. Always keen for it. Meanwhile, Miracle just having fun with his own illusions. Aegis still has a minute left on it. I don't think they'll be breaching high ground with this one, but maybe they want to move to bottom and take the tier 2, but 33 doing the best he can to make sure that's not very easy. Just trying to set the creep wave on fire. Uh-oh, Nimbus cuts off his retreat. He has got a BKB though, so he can TP away if he wants to. There's no basher available on Miracle, so he will be able to get out of this one of those. There's a lot of damage coming through. A little bit close. Well, 26 minutes into this game. 10k gold advantage for Nigma. They are feeling very much in control. It is going to come down to this next Roshan, I believe.
It is, but Nigma, they're not really interested in waiting for the rush. They want to keep on catching, keep on fighting if they have the chance. Like Zeus right now, he's incredibly strong. Lifestealer is feeling quite invincible as well. And they got that Solar Crest up on the Underlord. That's going to give a lot of damage for the Lifestealer. I would really like to see 33 get some more catches
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
at the moment. Doesn't feel like he's been able to have a whole lot of impact in terms of team fighting.
It really is just a case of Mudgolems trying to find that engagement again where they can grab the Lifestealer and just blow him up with the damage of the Terrorblade, but that's not going to be so easy, especially with the Zeus being a huge threat on the board now as well. He's going in for the Lincoln Spear, so he's not going to be able to get lassoed as easily and can even throw it onto the Lifestealer if he feels safe enough to do so.
Lincoln's also against a Cold Snap. That's probably the other way that he actually gets caught out. He's got a lot of mobility with that Blink Dagger too. He understands all he really needs to do is be able to cast spells freely. Interesting choice to go for the Lincolns, but it seems pretty good.
Dire are scanning.
Better than the last
Radiant's
game's
bottom
Lincolns?
tower is under attack.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, Mudgolems are
Very-
looking to move into their triangle, but even doing this, they are so scared to do so. They don't have the vision up.
Yeah.
They don't know if Nigma's here. Bridge it very carefully.
GH, he has Miracle inside of him. They're waiting for the Bat Ride to TP top and get that catch.
This double damage could be big. If he goes for it, he could be in some real trouble. And they go, oh, they don't
Got a blink.
have the detection.
They have no vision.
for him.
He's invis. Yep.
Okay.
I mean, they didn't know that he was invisible,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's fair enough. I mean, why would you put a sentry down there? But that's just unlucky, really.
So also got a dagger, so if he sees him, he's like, ah, I'm out.
Grand Theft, double
Another-
damage. That could have been
Smoke.
really nice for the TB to take this next engagement as well.
They want to go in. GH
Certainly
is,
do.
He's hungry, man. He's hungry for blood right now.
You know, they are pinging Kuro at mid. They're like, hey, you know, this could be an easy one. They've got down the vision. Tornado just about going to catch on Tim as well. The rest of Nigma start making their way over, but nobody TPing in. However, it's going to take them a long time to bring down this DP, and you see Mudgolems are so afraid of committing to this kill, to be honest. Now, GH comes rolling on through. He's got that Lightstealer inside him still, as they see the Bat Rider kind of playing around on the low ground. Can he get himself away is the question. The answer is looking like it's probably going to be yes. So, a very cat and mouse fight as everyone tries to make the initiation onto each other, and no one really manages to catch anyone. So, in the end, everyone will just disengage, but Nigma are done. They roll on forwards. They look forward onto the TB. TB needs to find a target, needs to find a way out of this. Disruption's going to come through. Maybe that's going to be enough to save him, but they're immediately into the root. GA comes through. Heal as well. They're doing their best to keep Skinner alive. He does get off that ultimate ability, but it's not enough to keep him alive. He will still fall just to the damage of Kuro and everybody else as GH runs through. Kills off 33 Mudgolems. Where did they go? There's nobody left. Everybody's dead on their team. What just happened to them?
And they're going straight to the high ground top too. I mean, they commit onto the Lifestealer. It was a pretty nice disruption, but he decided to sunder the low HP Lifestealer instead of maybe the Death Prophet or even the Underlord who had full health. If he got that sunder off on one of the full HP targets, he might have been able to just man up with his team and take that fight. A little bit of a misplay.
Unfortunately so, and that puts his team very far behind us. With Milan dying here, this is going to be a very, very long but team wipe nonetheless.
Even though this is a position 5 Death Prophet, but with this Yules and Craggy Cold, like, he just walked straight into that fight with the Exo and just destroyed them. Like, there's so much impact coming out from Kuro in these engagements. All of his spells are very powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's extremely difficult to bring down the DP. It's extremely difficult to bring down anyone. I mean, who do you focus in this game? It's too hard. Well, Mudgolems, unfortunately, looking like we might be coming up to their final moments in this series. Well, they do have a tier 2 at bottom, so it won't be Megas. I imagine they're going to look to go for Roshan here, Nigma, but I don't think there's much to stop them just running into that pit.
It's up. Rush is up. They got the Silver Crest. It's time. Just secure the game. Mudgolems, they're gonna stick around because, you know, this is elimination. If you call GG, you're out anyway, so might as well just play to your outs or something. Like, you got one more team fight, right? You know you're down the Raxes. You probably know how much gold you're missing too, but you know, you always got that hope.
Yeah. Last game before Christmas, guys. Let's play it out. And maybe they might get themselves a gift. I mean, they're going for this. They really want to try it. Tornado's going to come through. Miracle, though, popping the rage and actually running outside of the pit. They really want to make sure they can just grab this one down, and Fada will get dropped immediately. Way too far forward as he gets killed off. I think GH kicked him back. GH trying to roll forward for more, but that's actually going to get interrupted, so the catch is limited. Meanwhile, 33 still trying to make something happen, but now they get on top of him. He has got a BKB, which is going to have to pop immediately. Can they get him with the right click? He's going for the TP away, but there is too much damage from Nigma. 33 is going to die, and despite his BKB, now back into the pit. We show. Oh, they're not even going into the pit. Actually, they're just looking for the kills as Kuro has actually died. So it looks like he was going for the but he's actually going to get him away. Oh, they did? Oh, no.
Yeah, they popped the meta for that kill onto Kuro. He's got 2 playmails. Look at Kuro's items. He got 2 playmails and a Craggy Coat.
Wow.
Over 40 armor.
Good luck.
That's why he was feeling like, yo, I'm going in. I don't care. Where's my team at?
Jesus. Yeah,
probably why Skinner popped his meta.
Well, here we go. The GG fight is coming on now for Mudgolems. Can they do it? They've got a BKB. Skinner going to jump in, start taking some names, but unfortunately can't find himself a target to take down. We will actually drop here, so that's a pretty big kill. Can they follow it up with any more is a question. They kind of need to. Meta's about to run out in approximately 1 second, and now he's a teeny weeny TB who is just not that scary. And Mudgolems need to back themselves away right now. Unfortunately, Nigma probably not going to let him, and now they jumped into the backlines. They find themselves Milan. Milan's going to get mauled to death inside the Roche pit. Now across to the next target. Fada's going to be that as Mind Control's just going to chop away at him, but they want someone bigger. They want Supreme. They want the Invoker as Yules comes down on Tim. Miracle slowly walking through the ice wall. He's chilling inside that ice wall in more ways than one. He's still trying to get himself away, Invoker, as he dodges out the roll, but unfortunately he's going to need a
He's
gonna live.
good.
All right. He
All
ran
right.
pretty nice. But
He was
is he gonna
also
save
baiting
them the
his
game?
career.
Probably not.
They want it.
Let's go. Let's go.
You know you want it.
I'd be really annoyed, bro.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Looking really rough. No meta, but they still got the bottom tier to tower up, and 33 is constantly split pushing this. So
Yeah.
Nigma, if they want to do something, they gotta go for the tier 4s. Mind control though.
for the
Whoa,
win.
he's got a cheese. He's good.
Yeah,
He's
my
just
dude's-
manning it up.
Yeah, pretty baller move from Mind Control here. However, it might cost him. Let's see. He's going to have to indeed use the cheese. But now GH comes rolling through, just blows up Supreme, and so much damage running down onto everybody. 33 is going to die as well. Milan tries to force himself up. Can't quite get into the fountain, though. Disruption comes down onto himself, but meanwhile, there's an Omni Knight who's going to die on the foot of their base. Skinner trying to chase back GH. He will find one kill, now dropping the reflection, but inside his own fountain, well, he's going to be able to get the Sunder off. Kuroki taking off a bit more than he could chew. Really feeling confident, but unfortunately, no amount of plate mills can save you from the fountain. We still just trying to play around and drop a couple of lightning bolts, but Miracle, he's focusing on those tier 4s, those big objectives which he knows he needs to bring down. We have got Metamorphosis available. We don't have the BKB as a problem, but now Miracle's going to be the target. He has got that Aegis, don't forget. They'll move back, chase away the Zeus. They need to find a way to bring down Miracle, but they can't do so. Fana's going to lose his life again, and Skinner, he does not have the Sunder. He's going to die for a second time. Lasso out into the base, doesn't matter. He dies on the steps anyway, and this should be it. We have Supreme respawning, but there's just nothing they can do. It's he's strong on the side of Nigma. However, what's life stealer? Oh, he's hopped inside Mind Control. He's just enjoying the ride. He's just chilling. Now he jumps out, jumps onto 33. 33 gets him to Mudgolems. What can you do? They're playing it at the job. Just wants himself one kill, one teeny weeny little kill, but Wee blinks himself away, and there's your GG's coming out. Unfortunately, Milan will be left empty-handed as the creeps are going to maul him to death, and that's going to be it, folks. That is it for this series. It is a clean 2-0 from Nigma. So congratulations to them. They make their way through this lower bracket.
They were just so much better than Mudgolems at the end of the day. I think game 1 was a lot closer because Mudgolems had a little bit of an edge in the draft, but right now this team, like, they got to go back to the lab. They got to try some new stuff out, get some practices in right before the DPC if you're Mudgolems. And Nigma, like, they're feeling really confident. I think Miracle and GH, this is like the best that they played all year long, like in this tournament. So if they keep this lower bracket run going, we're probably going to end up seeing them in the finals, man. It's very impressive showing in game 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think so as well. I don't think much is going to stand in their way, but we will see how the other contestants do versus this team, of course, down the lower bracket. Anything can happen, and we have another very scary team in this lower bracket in the side of Virtus Pro. So if they're able to beat out Alliance in this next series, then things could get a little bit spicy. And talking about the next series, guys, don't wait around very long because we're only going to have a short break, and then we're going to be back with Alliance versus Virtus Pro. That's going to be our next lower bracket best of 3 matchup here at the OGA Dota pit. This is going to be a really exciting match. Alliance, they've been looking a little bit better. Still did drop a couple of games versus Na'Vi, hence why they're down in the lower bracket. Meanwhile, Virtus Pro, they lost versus OG and then destroyed Viking yesterday, and now they're looking fighting fit coming in. Who's going to take it? Virtus Pro versus Alliance? I don't know, but I'm excited to find out, and you should be too. We're going to throw it over to a break, then we're going to be back with that matchup here at the OGA Dota pit. We'll see you very soon.
Life will make its One lives. Good show.
Tis mine.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gods, old
Radiant's courier has been killed.
not so fast.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Spirit is loose. Out.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
My taste.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This my evil.
I have something for you.
Unthinkable. This
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh boy.
Dire are scanning.
That's all it takes.
under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Has been killed. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Is under attack. Dire's bottom.
Monster kill!
Radiant's bottom tower
Hello everybody and welcome back to the OGA Dota Pit. My name is Nigma. Joining me is 1437 as we get back into today's games, and we are down in the lower bracket for the second elimination best of 3 series of the day. Sorry for debating everyone in Twitch chat earlier on. I do apologize. I couldn't resist. I'm a very horrible person, but let's get into this series. We do indeed have Alliance versus Virtus Pro. Now, on paper, you know, I'm going to be saying pretty straightforward. Virtus Pro very much favored in this series. But we know Alliance has the talent to bring them a really good showing. It depends what version of Alliance we're going to be seeing in today's games.
Yeah, you're right. Virtus Pro, I mean, they were the champions of Epic League, and they were so dominant, but they did fall to the loser bracket, losing to OG, the team that they did manage to beat. That being said, there's a little bit of factors involved, right? New patch coming out soon. Maybe one team might be a little bit more fatigued of this patch than the other one. That could give an edge for Alliance, right? Maybe if VP are just not that interested right now. Last night when VP beat out Vikings, they played 2 Phantom Assassin games, and it looks like they might play a 3rd Phantom Assassin game, but instead they go with the Omni Knight instead. It could still be a PA. It could be a PA or a Sven. Alliance, they're going to have to choose something, and they might actually just end up taking the PA right now themselves.
Yeah, I'm expecting the series to be hotly contested between these two. I want to ask them, what's with the lack of Sven picks today? Is it just really that figured out in the grand finals of the Epic League?
I think teams are a lot better at controlling the triangle and taking the ancient camps away. That's one of the big things. So people are kind of like trying to stay away from that if they can. And obviously creating new strategies with Omni Knight would surprise your opponent more, right? They're not going to know like how to deal with those as quickly as they would know how to deal with, like, let's say a Sven or something.
Okay. Alliance need to decide their opening. I mean, that Undying's been banned out. The Lena's been banned out. Those have been probably the 2 hottest first picks behind the Omni Knight in this tournament so far. So we'll see what direction Alliance want to take things in. Something like the PA obviously is very likely, but then Alliance don't tend to. Either they take Nico Baby's hero really early, or they'll take it 4th. That does seem to be their pattern.
They must have known, though, like this was an opening that Virtus Pro would do, right? With similar bans, because they've gone really deep into their reserve time on the side of Alliance. Normally, we don't see teams doing that in the first pick, because, you're normally the night before, you would sit with your team, and chat or whatever, like talk about the possible drafts, what could be banned, what we want to draft, and such things. But it looks like they really got caught off guard for a little bit. They went with a clock pick, and VP instantly go with Sven. I fully expect a Phantom Assassin pickup from Alliance right now, because if they don't, I think they're going to be playing with a subpar carry for Nico Baby against the Sven Omni Knight. And VP, they're so happy. They got their bread and butter, man. They got the Omni Sven. Like PA, they draft PA when Sven is gone, and now they have the option to get the Omni and the Sven. They don't even need to think about the Phantom Assassin. They're just going to play their game. They're going to get their timings faster than the PA could. They're already looking so good right now. It's 50 seconds already into their reserves. At Death Prophet possibly, or they go with the DP. They don't go with the PA. I was thinking like it's either PA or DP here, but they're just same thing like Nigma did, right? You want that Siphon, you want that ulti to battle up into the Omni Knight and the Sounds. But that being said, Sven is a very good hero against Death Prophet once he hits his timings.
Yeah, I like it quite a lot. Kind of counter Sven's ultimate with your own ultimate. The nice thing about DP is that usually when you pop your ultimate, if they've got a Sven, they're forced to commit because they've used God Strength. But sometimes you're in danger of popping the Exorcism and the enemy team just disengages. You don't get that option with Sven because of how God Strength works. Once you popped it, you need to make the fight happen. You need to go in. You need to start fighting. Yeah. And sometimes that's not always possible.
Sven most of the time ends up like 3-shotting a Death Prophet if he has a pretty decent game. So,
true.
It could easily backfire, right? When you pop your Exo, you have to also run into the Sven now.
Yeah.
And you have to like cast spells and do things in the fights. What Alliance need right now is they need a lot of pick-off. They need ways to kill this Omni first. They need ways to kill everybody else around the Sven first. And then the Death Prophet with the Exo can be chasing the Sven down, because the Sven can't really man up into like 3 or 4 heroes when he's being outnumbered. So I want to see Alliance have these heroes that can, move around the fights very easily. Ench Oracle bans. So
Yeah.
to say rid of right now, not banning PA, very interesting. Very interesting,
Show
because
of
Nico Baby
confidence.
PA, that's what he's looking for.
Yeah,
He loves playing that hero.
it is scary. It is very, very scary. If Virtus Pro aren't banning this PA, then they clearly have a very idea on what they're going to do, a very good idea on what they want to do to counter it.
Yeah,
What the idea is, though.
they already got that. And the Viper, like these heroes provide a lot of team fighting and can buy really good buffer items for the Sven too. Heavenly Grace is one good buff, but more the merrier.
Mm-hmm.
Tim. I hate playing against. I think it has to do with Epileptic Kid, because Epileptic Kid's heroes are not really that good against Ench for the most part. EP only played the meta drafts until the very end, and they won the last tournament because of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely have a really good read on this Alliance. I mean, I imagine S4 relishes this opportunity though. Like, this is a guy who loves drafting against other fantastic drafters. So he's going to be enjoying this, and
he's a 5-head. That's what S4 is. He's like the real five. There are some players, like let's say you play chess, you're gonna do the very good moves and just not make any mistakes, right? Like, but S4 will try to find that creative edge that he's gonna like okay, Keeper of the Light. That's another hero that we saw that was really good against Omni Knight, right? That status assist not affected by the ulti of the Keeper. Mm-hmm. So they're really picking up a lot of things that Heavenly Grace is not going to have very good impact against. That's their plan right now in Alliance with this DP and the Keeper. And it's pretty nice to hold down VP's heroes too when that EXO comes out now. It's good. I like this Keeper pick. VP though, they're going to... Mm-hmm.
Maybe the genius players are picking Coddle because they think it's going to get buffed. And then halfway through the game, Coddle just suddenly feel really strong and Sven's going to get nerfed and he's going to feel awful. Imagine if that's how it works. That'd be great. So suddenly one of your spells changed, like, what? Oh, patch dude, didn't you hear? Oh, shit.
I saw so many people in Twitch chat writing, the patch is out, trying to debate everyone.
Yeah, I did that.
And then
the break.
I'm pretty sure there's somebody who's like opening up their Dota 2, checking if it's updating or something.
Yeah. That one really naive person which falls for it every time. Like, they keep telling me, but I can't see it. I mean, they wouldn't lie to me over Twitch chat, would they? Anyway, we've got a Phoenix picked up from Virtus Pro, so this is kind of their answer to the Coddle, it feels like. Or maybe it's also nice versus Clockwork as well. Whoever he jumps on, you can just throw in the Sunray, and all of a sudden that Clockwork kind of traps himself in his own oven, and you're healing up his target, which is always very nice.
Keeper used to be pretty nice against Phoenix because you can mana leak him, right? Yeah. But the mana leak now for the Keeper is a bit different because that's also your mana that you're taking away because you rather give yourself mana. It's like the same spell, right? So probably won't be seeing that a lot being thrown onto the Phoenix, and Phoenix pretty good in the lane against Keeper too. Well, that's the one weakness of Keeper of the Light. It's not a good 5 to like support your carry with. It just isn't. But yeah, now they got a PA. They get a 4th pick PA on Alliance. Like, This is insane. VP are so confident that they're just gonna own this Phantom Assassin. They really like know what matchups and what things can beat their strats. And watching this makes me believe that VP, they don't care if Nico Baby has a PA. They feel like their heroes are countering the PA. That's how they feel. Because they're allowing this hero to go this far.
Yeah, and
instead of it being banned.
like, to be honest, straight off the bat, how do you think this lane looks? Because it doesn't feel great to me, does it? PA with Cole
doesn't.
versus
No.
Phoenix Mars? That sounds painful.
Mm-hmm. It really doesn't look too hot, honestly. I think Keeper of the Light is a pretty cool hero when he's played with like the position 3s. Because those heroes don't mind you blasting. They like it when you shove their lane into your opponent, so the enemy is being pressured, you can get all the creeps and you can pull the waves, right? But when you play Keeper of Light in the safe lane, it's a lot more awkward. Because if you shove the lane, if you shove your carry's lane, he doesn't get that bonus anymore. And then the Keeper's small camp pull normally is not going to be available. So I want to see if Alliance are going to change something up, get the Keeper to go in the off lane and have the Clockwork be the safe lane support in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this and that's really it. Virtus Pro, their draft is even more straightforward. There is nothing surprising coming out from these guys, I'm fairly sure.
Dragonite banned out. That's something Alliance can flex with the DP and the DK and the DP. BP gonna have to pick their mid laner next. I'm expecting Kunkka is not that good for GPK to pick this game. Because there's a Death Prophet.
Okay.
Death Prophet is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, what else of Virtus Pro? I mean, all right, really popular mid laners. I mean, we've seen Zeus like 9 out of 10 games out of the past like few days. So Zeus has always got to be considered. That said, doesn't really look like a fantastic Zeus game for either team. So probably not going to expect that one. I reckon it's probably
Clockwork.
Alliance are going to grab Snapfire. Is my prediction.
I think VP, they're pretty good with like a Void Spirit this game. It's a very good hero here for them.
Yeah.
Snapfire, that's not banned out. I would love me some GPK Snapfire.
Yeah, for Virtus Pro as well. I'm sure if they don't take it, then Alliance will.
Yeah. Well, Alliance is going to be picking after, so they're going to just look to counter no matter what hero VP pick, right? So there's going to be a lot of options for Alliance.
All right,
they ban out the Void
or
Spirit.
Ember. All right, Void's banned. And
Quap. Ooh. We have not seen this hero in a very long time.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at when GPK last played Queen of Pain in an official.
I've certainly seen
He has not played Quap for this team.
For the in Virtus Pro.
Yes, in Virtus Pro he has not played Quap. In the last month he has not played Queen of Pain.
Okay, so weird.
This is his first game.
I'm fairly sure he played it in ESL 1 Birmingham when he was playing for Gambit. I certainly remember him playing quite a lot back then, but yeah, a long time ago. And now the Puck. The classic Puck Quap matchup between GPK and Limp. That's going to be an interesting
good
one.
Lockdown.
Yeah, very, very good hero against the Queen of Pain, I would say. You've got the leash, you've got the ability to dodge dagger. It's just generally a pretty good matchup across the board, really.
They're waiting to pick who will go mid and offlane, I think, for S4. At the end, they still decide the Puck versus Quap matchup. It's good because, you got that phase shift to dodge the Queen of Pain's Shadow Strike. It's still a very skill-intensive matchup. Quap can still do very well, and there's going to be a lot of bursts from the Queen of Pain against the Puck, too. We're going to be seeing a lot of crazy stuff happening mid lane. And now they got the Death Prophet and the Clock versus the Sven and the Omni Knight. Very good lane for Alliance there, at least.
Yeah.
The DP range hero versus the Sven Omni.
So, where do you stand on these drafts? Who do you think has the advantage and who do you favor?
They're both good, but I think VP have a little bit of a more solid, like a firm draft in this game. Keeper of the Light, I saw have a lot of impact yesterday, but I'm still a bit shaky on the hero.
Yeah.
So just very slight edge here for VP's draft, I want to say. Alliance, they need to do some cool stuff. Like, they need to really bust out everything they have to get the early advantage and keep on pressuring VP from there. Like, Puck can't afford to lose mid, that's for sure. S4, he needs to take that early game range hero versus the 2 melee dudes and like really try to punish up the Sven and maybe take that tier 1 tower early on so they can create plenty of space for Nico Baby, because Nico Baby is not being buffed up in this game.
No.
There's actually no buffs for Nico Baby.
Yeah,
where
that is
Virtus
my
Pro
concern as well.
Yeah.
There's just like a Sven with Heavenly Grace, and Heavenly Grace is one of the best buffs you can have on a Sven. Meanwhile, Nico Baby has nothing. I mean, I'm sure S4 will get a Solar Crest, but you know that's probably going to be it. And I'm sure someone will buy a Solar Crest for the Sven as well. So in the head-to-head matchup, I think Nico Baby is going to feel a little bit weaker. It all depends on how these lanes go and how the early mid goes. It's going to be a huge indicator on how this game is going to play out. So let's get into it. Game number 1 in this best of 3 elimination series here in the OGA Dota pit. It is Virtus Pro versus Alliance battling out against elimination. The loser of this series is done in this tournament. Their chances are gone, and that'll be them out. So let's get into it.
And the winner will play against Team Liquid. Not Team Liquid, see Team Nigma. I still,
wow,
it's been over a year, and I still imagine them as Liquid, you know? But yeah, Team Nigma, they'll be playing as Team Liquid. Team Liquid did not play in this event.
No, they did not. No, they did not. Alliance and Nigma did, however, that little triad of exchanges. So down at bottom, you got S4 and Handskin hanging out, just kind of looking around. Ilias and Epileptic Kid, they are also giving them some vision,
30 seconds.
setting eyes on each other and seeing if anyone can steal a rune from one another. This top lane is going to be the Phoenix and the Mars, that old classic combo. Very, very strong though. It's classic for a reason, because it just works. It just works. The arena with the Supernova later on, and in the lane, it's just kind of a lot of harassment. The Mars really appreciates heroes which can help him feel tankier, and the Phoenix does exactly that with the Fire Spirits and the Sunray later on.
The battle begins.
My focus still is going to be probably on the Keeper of the Light. I think there's going to be a lot of kill potential on him. If he ever gets Gods Rebuked, like if he gets close enough for Mars to cast that spell, he's just dead. Right, this hero only has 500 HP. Yeah. One of the worst starting HP pools in the game. And then mid lane, Puck versus Queen of Pain matchup. This is always so nice to watch.
Yeah, Puck generally has the advantage in this lane, but oftentimes we'll see people just not leveling the dagger. As we see here, Screaming Pain is going to be the starting point. So, mid lane pretty sleepy, and of course bottom lane we've got the Sven and the Omni Knight laning up into S4 and Handskin. Handskin of course on the Clockwork, and S4 on the DP, just going to be sucking away with the Spirit Siphons. 2 melee strength heroes makes this DP feel very strong down here at bottom, so I imagine Alliance are going to do pretty well in this bottom lane.
Exactly, and Handskin already playing the creep wave, as we see pretty much every single game with the position 4 hero. It's going to bring that in front of Death Prophet's tower, and S4... like, they don't really have any kill potential onto S4. S4 really has to mess up big time in order to actually die. But he can just constantly right-click this Omni and Sven without having to worry too much.
I was doing a local UK event about a month ago, and one thing we noticed in that tournament was none of the position 4s were really pulling the creep waves for their offlaners, and they'd be in these like unfavorable matchups, or even sometimes favorable matchups, were still losing because they just had creep control the entire time. And eventually somebody decided to start doing it, and then they're like, oh, and then everyone starts doing it the whole tournament, and everyone's pulling the creep waves past. They realize it's pretty damn good. Not something you want to miss out on. Hanskin doing a good job disrupting this Sven, who's trying to just farm peacefully between his 2 towers. And S4 just laying into Ilias a bit here as well down at bottom, as these Radiant heroes are getting a little bit battered by Alliance. Have plenty of regen.
Midnight. He did go for a Bassi level 1. Just for that extra mana regen for the Sven and the Omni Knight. Gonna be a little bit slower to his other items though. But that's okay. They're just looking at XP in this bot lane for BP anyway. Eventually Sven is just gonna get out here and just go start jungling.
Hitting up them
How's
creeps.
top looking? Nico Baby. Pretty low. He does have a healing cell for himself. But pretty even so far, I would say. And the wave is in front of Nico Baby's tower, so he's going to be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. And we see, FNG immediately going to utilize the fact that Nico Baby's just farming under his tower. This frees him up to go and do all the stuff. He can make stacks, he can be more efficient in the lane, he's going to make the double stack here. Like, this is why you want to have lane control when you're playing in the safe lane, because it stops your support having to just babysit you, allows you to get solo XP, because there's just no threat of you dying. So you can just get back under that tower easily.
Yeah, nice stacks already from FNG. They're also planning an early ward and a sentry there. So if VP ever decide to go there, plant a vision, it's going to get dewarded right away.
Oh, yes. S4 taking a bit of damage in response, but Hanska just coming in, gets them both inside the cogs, and SL is going to be able to stick a straw into the both of them with the Spirit Siphon and just start taking away their HP. Nice trading again from Alliance in this bottom lane as they continue to lay the pressure onto these Virtus Pro heroes. So back in towards...
I wonder... I was going to say, I wonder who's going to be actually taking these stacks, but it's most likely going to end up being the Puck. Right now, he's got pretty much full resources. Quap still waiting for that bottle to come back. A little bit low on health at the moment. And in 10 seconds, the rune is going to spawn. This big rune right now for the mid laners.
Yep, let's see. Save's going to come in and just try and harass up Limp a little bit. Limp's going to throw in the orb, but it's the Invis rune picked up by Save, which is going to end up going in towards the Phoenix, so not filling up anybody's bottle, unfortunately for Limp and GPK. But first blood happens down in the bottom lane as they run down S4. Ilias and Sven get some sweet revenge as Hanskin goes off to try and get the rune, leaves the DP alone, and unfortunately S4 just didn't respect the damage which Epileptic Kid and Ilias could really put out.
Yeah, he got that level 2 Stormhammer skilled up on the Sven. It must have really not expected that to happen. I mean, S4 was pretty much the last person I expected to actually die first. But, BP making a good call there, while Hanskin did have to go help for the power rune.
Absolutely. Taking advantage of the fact that Hanskin was elsewhere. So that's going to put things pretty favorably into Virtus Pro's pockets in the bottom lane. They'll be definitely happy with that, a bit of comeback potential as they can start to turn these side lanes around. Hanskin able to secure the bounty rune at least. Yep, and it looks like it's all going to be even Stevens on that regard.
GPK putting a sentry for himself.
Oh, Limp. Now, is he going to TP to the orb and try and steal the bounty? No, he's not. Probably because he knows GPK has the
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He also doesn't know, right? There's a bounty there. He might have thought like someone already took it. No vision, really.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen players just try and like invade sneakily, and if they ever think that, hey, this guy's got an empty bottle, they're probably going to be trying to min-max this one out, and I'm going to go and steal it, but not this time. Hanskin trying to wrap around on Sweat Black Dakota. They're just going to turn around and drop a bunch of spells onto Hanskin's face instead, so he's going to be forced to cogs defensively rather than wanting to cogs aggressively. And this is really nice, that the way they just see this clock and they just drop all their spells on him, it stops him being able to get anybody inside the cogs, which would allow S4 to get off the Spirit Siphon and the Crypt Swarm. So yeah, I quite like what Hanskin's doing in this bottom lane. Sorry, what VP are doing in this bottom lane.
It's good. Again, a little bit hard to pressure up S4. They killed him one time, but now he's level 5 already. And he's got 15 denies on S4. That's a lot of denies in this lane. And not going to be happy about that. Only level 4.5. He might just go into the jungle now. He's like, alright, this lane looks pretty bad for me. I know the lane's pushing in. There's a catapult, but this is when Alliance can dive me. Omni, you just take over this. If you die, you die, but at least you can get a bunch of XP. And look at Hanskin. He's making the plays too. He knows what the Sven wants to do and just tries to chase him out of the jungle. He just looked right back around.
Down in the middle lane, tries to make the deep dive. He had a DD rune and wanted to try and finish off GPK, but the rotation in from Save turns it in his favor. And they will get that kill onto the Puck.
Wait, that's interesting. Where was his coil on Limp? He just didn't skill it up?
Nope.
Interesting. He actually went for the level 2 silence instead of the coil. Maybe that's what he actually needed to be able to kill GPK.
And now GPK coming in towards the bottom lane for late. The TP out. That's not going to happen, Sunshine. Good night. GPK will close the gates with a Sonic Wave.
Mid coil, but
yeah,
that's not a kill. He has a raindrop on the Phoenix, so he's actually very tanky. Look at this, yo, 940 HP. He's not a squishy boy, that's for sure.
He's not. And that's really not how you want to be spending. You want to be trying to bring down these heroes, as Coddle's even making another one in the process. Loving the efficiency.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's very good XP and gold for both of these heroes. Meanwhile, Nika Baby getting pressured up top by himself.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
DM
Phoenix
just
is
doing
on
his
the way
thing.
here too. Yeah, DM's got his ulti ready now. Where would you rate DM as an offlaner?
Radiant are scanning.
Honestly, I think he's the best offlaner, we've seen come into the scene in the past 2 years. I think he is very, very good.
He's really good.
Yeah, I remember seeing him play mid for a team called Aachen City Esports Club, which was him, Funnick, and I think some German
Funnick,
players.
yeah.
And he was kicking ass back then, and he was playing mid, and he was playing like Sanking and stuff, and trying to goofing around, but you could just see the mechanical skill of this guy was actually insane. And not just that, but he always plays for his team. Like, he always plays for his team. Like, he's never greedy. He can be greedy if he thinks that's what's going to be best to secure the game, but yeah, he's just a guy that wins games, and that's what you want in an offlaner. Yeah, I think DM's a really incredible talent.
He is. I always see him just having such a great game. Doesn't matter what hero he plays. And that's very impressive for an offlaner.
Yeah. And
Very
a few
nice
heroes
dude,
he's
too.
just outstanding on as well. Is he?
When I heard him do the interviews.
Oh, yeah.
Very
hella
open.
chill. Yeah, hella chill. Yeah, I mean, he's got a few heroes as well, which he can just kind of play to a much higher degree, as he does so on the Mars here, brings down FNG, catches him out, just uses mobility to get on top of him and get that kill. Mars is one of them. I think Sand King and Axe are definitely two heroes he really stands out
Magnus.
on as well. Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, down the bottom lane, they're looking onto the Phoenix, safe corner in the tree line. They're going to be able to bring him down, but in comes DM, looking for a bit of a retribution play. Turns in with a God Review, but unfortunately he's losing his health. But in comes the Sonic Wave,
S4 though.
taking down Samskin, but S4 still perfectly healthy. No, well, maybe not for long. GPK and Ilias trying to chase him down, but they don't want to stay too close because his Exorcism's just constantly ticking through. It looked pretty from Virtus Pro, but in the end, wasn't really that good.
Dude, that level 4 Spirit Siphon. Look at S4's build. He does not have that maxed out Quick Storm. It just healed him for so much, right? This Mars has 1400 HP. Phoenix also has a lot of health. The Queen of Pain with that Heavenly Grace is actually feeding back a lot of HP to S4 too. So it looked like he might die, but that level 4 Siphon, this build is just spot on from S4 here.
Yeah, he
Having
did
so much presence.
500 damage in this early game fight. Very impressive.
Yeah. Good use of the first Exo, just forcing people down here. Getting a kill onto the Mars 2, who was otherwise unkillable, chilling top lane, free farming.
Look at old Caster's Curse as well for DM there. We spend a bit of time bigging him up, and then he makes a play which is a little bit not
Middle,
quite
limp.
great.
What's going on? Oh, he got the
He's
tower.
gonna finish the tower, and he will
did it.
do. Beautifully done with the orb, the jaunt back after getting the last hit onto the tower. Very nicely done from the
Radiant's
puck.
bottom tower is under attack.
And Nephilim the Kid also going to take top tower. But this mid tower dying, that's a pretty big deal. Alliance going to be able to protect their jungle much easier now too. As VP don't really have that instant TP to mid, defend the mid lane.
Radiant's
Limp
bottom
trying to play around here with DM, but might have taken
Got
a
the
step
arena.
too far. He turns around, drops down the Dream Calls, try and interrupt DM. Nice dodge on the Sphere. It's not going to be enough to keep him alive though. They will be able to drop the puck. And VP going to be happy about that one as they dive in to the enemy jungle and even start to close out the map a little bit. But thankfully, Nico Baby's farming on the other side of the map. He is predicting the movements of Virtus Pro and playing where they don't want him to be, which is in their safe lane.
Indeed. Sven. He's just going to wait for that Echo Saber first before he starts to play with Ilias on his Omni Knight, it looks like. And I think the Echo Saber is the timing when VP want to take the mid tower back. That's what's going on right now. And GPK also making his way towards an Orchid. He's going to be having a pretty early Orchid in this game. But at the same time, Limp, understanding that, going for the Yule's first item too. Not a Blink Dagger or E-Blade.
Yeah, no Lee Blades today. Thompson is playing, I believe, tomorrow. So that's when we'll see our E Blades. Meanwhile, DM and Handskin having a bit of a lover's quarrel here as the cogs come down. The hook shot as well, just trying to hold him in place for as long as possible. Villiers comes in, throws down the heels, keeps DM alive and ticking. Alliance won't be able to get that kill. But
I like the pace Alliance is playing at right now. It's not like overly aggressive, it's not defensive. They just, whenever their skills are up, they'll try to go together, make something happen. And FNG has been making plenty of stacks in this game, which has helped them keep up with VP's farming. And PA is going to have a pretty quick Battle Fury. We're looking at, what, 15 minutes here? And
Yeah,
if Nico
not
Baby
bad at
doesn't
all.
die, that's like a 20-minute Desolator as well. It's really good for him.
yeah, unfortunately, Sven with the inbuilt Battle Fury is already farming pretty damn quickly across the map on his way
Yeah.
towards that Echo Saber and top of net worth currently. But once Nico Baby has that Battle Fury, will farm at a faster rate. Are you okay with
this
the way
smoke.
Virtus Pro has played into this PA so far? Oh, yep, hold the phone. We'll
This
revisit
smoke
that
could be
later.
pretty big.
Yeah, this is huge.
There's a
Hook
big
shot
smoke
in
right here.
onto the Sven. Ilias is here to try and heal him up though. In he goes, but the ultimate pop from FNG trying to stub as much as possible. God's strength actually being popped from Athletic, and he wants to try and take this fight. Heal comes in. He gets a kill.
Whoa.
GA as well. They keep him alive. S4 comes through, needs to finish the job, but can he do so? They will get at least one, but they've given so much for this at this point. Omnite kind of get himself away. S4's being beleaguered. They take down FNG in the back, and now the core come through trying to buy some space, but it's not going to be enough to keep S4 alive. Limp just going to run himself back. Meanwhile, ping's coming out for Nico Baby. He's just farming nearby, looking to maybe get involved if it looked good. It didn't, so he didn't. They stay back, and they're just going to hit that reset button. Although saying that, Nico Baby coming pretty far forward. GPK showing off this Orchid, and also getting the Arcane Rune there as well. So GPK going to be happy with that one. But yeah, I mean, the Sven staying alive for such a long time. They do get the kill in the end, though. So in some ways, it's worth it for Alliance, but they did lose a lot of heroes in the process.
They lost a lot of heroes, and the DP EXO is on cooldown, which means Sven, he's going to finish his Echo Saber in 300 gold, and they're just going to run straight out to the mid tower. If that heal did not come out in the end there, that could have been really bad for BP, because Clockwork would have still been alive, and they would have just tried to go onto the Phoenix together, and at least, maybe if they do lose some heroes on Alliance, S4 could have lived. But because S4 died as well, that's why it looked kind of bad for Alliance in the end. That being said, Nico Baby, he was free farming the whole time. And Sven was dead, so he's very happy. He's got that 15-minute Battle Fury. He's going for a BKB instead of the Desolator. Understanding that Mars, Sven, Orchid, like these are problematic things for him.
And now
That's
they
good.
go forward onto the Clockwork. That is a dead little robot. Good night, Handskin. In the top lane, Virtus Pro really starting to get this ball rolling, finding that pressure. This is that high momentum Dota, which you have to fear if you are playing into this squad. You have to be ready. You have to have the counter plays ready. And, well, this is one of them as they drop GPK in the middle lane. Very nicely done onto the Quap by Limp and S4. And meanwhile, Nico Baby's just farming up this bottom side of the map again and again and again. No one is coming to interrupt him. Virtus Pro, they really just want to find kills elsewhere on the map and try and pressure the objectives rather than chasing Nico Baby around the map.
Pretty big kill onto GPK there. GPK not really been able to find the big Orchid play that he would like to at the moment. I think this Orchid would have been nice, like maybe smoking, finding Nico Baby or something, but they've been kind of delaying things on the side of BP while Sven has been waiting to finish his Echo Saber. He has it now, but Quap is dead, and EXO is going to be back up now. Level 12, by the way, on S4. He's almost level 13. Jeez, he's having a great game. And we kind of
is.
expected it, right? Laning into Sven and the Omni Knight.
Yeah.
But this great of a game, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, he did have that one early on death, but definitely made up for it. You know, the Spirit Siphon's such a good ability in this game, staying alive through some clutch engagements as well and making some plays with Limp. These two have been doing such
Here
a
we
good
go.
job of opening the map up for the Phantom Assassin, but now VP are forcing a team fight. They indeed have the Echo Saber and the Master Commanders coming through onto the middle tier 1 tower. Limp is here though with the Invis, gets his choices set up. He's going to lock down the two cores, but in comes the Supernova right on the heads with the Arena. Yules comes down, but they're going to be in some trouble. S4 just trying to hold his ground, get as many Spirit Siphons off as he can. He's doing exactly that. GA comes through as a hookshot comes in the backlines. They're trying to bring down the Queen of Pain. Can they do so? No, she flicks herself away. Meanwhile, the Mars in the middle, beleaguered somewhat as they drop down the Sonic Wave. Still not doing enough to bring down these heroes, and they managed to isolate an Athletic Kid as he's trying to run himself away. Not going to happen. Cut down by Nick. Nico, baby. A great fight for Alliance. Really beautifully played. They force out the spells from VP, but are able to dodge it. First the puck with the Yules, dodging the supernova explosion, and the DP just connecting with all of these spirit siphons to keep herself alive. And in the end, you know, it's not an explosive fight. Only one kill in the end as the Sven drops, but still, very, very important kill.
I mean, all the ultis were expended in that engagement, and that was an amazing will-o-wisp. That just landed on all of VP's heroes. They didn't want to kill it. They tried to get out of it, but that created a very awkward situation where they didn't have that positioning any longer. VP, you know, like clockwork, they get their items, they go straight down mid lane to the tower with 5 heroes and Alliance. I think they did their homework. They knew that was going to happen, and they prepared for it.
They did indeed, but wow, Virtus Pro, they're meeting their match here, you know? I came into this series thinking that, you know, it has a possibility to be a bit of a stomp for Virtus Pro, considering the form they've been on recently, but Alliance have given their all, at least so far in this match, and Nico Baby is really starting to pull ahead now.
Yeah, he's just a recipe away from that BKB. That fight, even though they only lost to Sven, it's enormous, because they made their first 5-man move and it failed horrendously, because normally when BP does that move, they're actually destroying the game afterwards, because they will take the tower. If the enemy fights them, they get like 2 or 3 kills, and then they just completely take over the triangle area and everything. So BP, this is the second attempt now.
Yeah, they're trying for it again. They know their cooldowns are slightly shorter than that of Alliance's with Exo in 20 seconds. They're just going to try and bully them off the tower. Oh, Coil actually misses, nearly catches out safe, but not quite connecting. And now I think Alliance just need to leave. But unfortunately, FNG looking like he's going to get left behind. The old man and his horse put to death as the tower shall shortly follow.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This time they do get that tower, but they did manage to hold off for about 2 minutes on the side of Alliance. That did help PA finish up her BKB now. 19-minute Battlefield BKB. They can defend Roshan now, and also have this PA involved in the engagements.
Yeah, they're ready to go. They've got this BKB coming out on the courier now for the Phantom Assassin. Oh, and a nice little neutral item as well to give us some lifesteal, which it didn't previously have. Thank you very much, Vampire Fangs. PA loves that item. And now they are feeling fighting fit. Shame about that coil in the last fight. Lim tried to grab it on the Phoenix just as Save Icarus dived away, didn't quite land it in time, and therefore the coil gets wasted and there's no more defense possible because they were already lacking the exorcism, so they needed a nice coil to get themselves a kill. Nevertheless, Alliance, still in a good place.
Could have been nice if that coil did land on the Phoenix there.
Yeah.
Would have forced out a supernova probably.
At the very least. But now they really start to take over the map. They go into the enemy triangle, pushing down the tier 1 tower. The last one left alive, the side of Virtus Pro, is going to probably be taken by Alliance. The counter-aggression comes out from VP though. DM Epileptic Kid pushing down the same mirroring tier 1. Hanskin's already in the neighborhood though. He might be thinking of popping something here.
Alliance, he wants to catch them on their way out, but VP just too quick and moving back together as a team. Hanskin hooks in here, it would be very awkward. They do see FNG though. VP, they're like, that's the one we want.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's top tower is
An
under
icy
attack.
silence on the map as the killing has kind of stopped, and both teams are trying to work around each other. No one wants to be the one to make that big misstep. Baby is farming at the same time, as is the Sven. He's going to have his own BKB finish now. I kind of feel like Alliance should have tried to take that fight whilst the Sven was BKB-less and the PA had hers. Could have been a big advantage, but they didn't find anything. And so the game will continue to jump ahead, but still a bit of a gold advantage for Alliance. Do you feel like they're in a good position right now?
On Alliance, yes. On VP, I think they're feeling a little bit uncomfortable at the moment. Because I'm not sure if they faced this much of a resistance whenever they play with Sven. But they do have the BKB now, so this is another timing.
Hanskin's going to interrupt though. He's going to pop the cogs. This is a slightly awkward engagement from VP as they can't get off that arena straight away. Hanskin might just be sacrificed. Alliance, what do they want to do here? Throw him with a blinding light. Arena comes down. They're throwing so much onto this clockwork and they will get Hanskin. Meanwhile, S4 jumps in with a BKB, popping those spirit siphons. The Supernova's going to go uncontested. GA's going to come down, but that Ignis Sparta's holding back along with the coil, stopping VP from coming forwards, but now they get on top of the Connell. Connell gets gets torn ahead. Now S4 on the run, getting run down with the silence. No survival for her. Read that Alliance, they are going to lose this one. And Nico Baby's actually in this engagement. Uh-oh, can blink across the limp in just a second. Should be okay. But still a really bad fight from Alliance there. They kind of weren't quite sure if they wanted to really make it happen, taking the 4-on-2, which eventually turned into a 5-on-5. But again, just not quite going their way in the end. What was the downfall of Alliance in that one?
I think they just hesitated. They saw that Arena was dropped, Sven popped his spells, and they just wanted to sacrifice Clockwork. But S4 had another idea. He felt like he was really strong with his EXO and the BKB. So all of a sudden, Alliance is like, wait, are we backing? Are we fighting? And then S4 goes in. They have to follow up. They have to help him out. He's a big boy in this game and ended up being not the right call, fighting into a Supernova. Alliance were already thinking about getting out of there. If they just gave away the Clockwork and got out, I think Alliance would have had a chance to take Roshan right after that when the Clockwork was alive. And take a better fight against VP. But I think this is the way VP plays, you know, they get their timings, they force something, and it makes you think, do we fight? Do we not fight? You know, and they just take advantage of those errors coming out from the enemy team. And now they're starting to build up some momentum. Alliance is a little bit up on gold, but Epileptic Kid, he's feeling really good now. Going for a Hyperstone next. Interesting. Is that an AC coming up? Get some armor against this Phantom Assassin, possibly?
Definitely. Yeah, armor into the Phantom Assassin and into the DP as well. Really important in this game, I think. I like that pickup a lot. And then immediately going to get the silence onto the puck. No follow-up, though. They're not really committing very hard to this one. They don't really want to fight up into the high ground when they don't have that vision already down. So they are going to respect Alliance and look for something else.
Alliance is very fortunate that this Roshan was not taken by BP already, so they're still got that opportunity to fight over there. Desolator on P now.
Going down, they get the ward on the high ground, which means they can follow through with the Serena. Where did they go? Alliance heroes just get swept off the map. This is a terrible engagement for Alliance as Virtus Pro take down 4 instantaneously. Oh no, the hook shot missing, cutting through everybody, and then just setting themselves up for the easiest arena into Sven Cleave, into Supernova. They really had nothing to do with that Alliance, and they really tried to push hard to make that fight work, but unfortunately it was doomed from the start, and now Roshan is going to be their reward.
That was the double stun too, right? Like, S4 just can't afford to get disabled like that, because he's just going to get chain stunned. He's got to get that EXO and the BKB off. On top of that, when Nico Baby, he blinked onto the Omni Knight, tried to kill the egg with that attack seed, but he didn't click BKB, so he got instantly Yuled.
Oh no.
And got stunned as soon as he came back down.
Oh,
maybe if he killed the egg there, he could have got away, but also dying too. And now they get the Roshan on BP. The game suddenly looks so incredibly hard for Alliance now.
Symphony of subpar BKB usages from Alliance really cost them heavily in their second big team fight of the game. Losing 2 back-to-back, it makes this game incredibly difficult for them to come back into it. They do have Nico Baby PA, which is always something you've got to consider, but now the hookshot landing onto the Phoenix. They just want to get this easy kill. Get the easy kill, and maybe chain it into something else in the Sven. Well, I mean, this guy has an age. It's probably not the guy you want to be committing to right now. They realize that. They'll just blast him off with some cogs and move on with life.
VP is also not interested in fighting right now. They got 10 seconds left on the Goshrent. Like, you know this team, they're always going to wait for their cooldowns before they take these engagements. But now that it's up, and he's like 100 gold from Playmill, they might just finish that and start running at Alliance once again.
Yeah, and these Supernovas have been completely unstoppable inside these team fights as well. With the Arena and with the Sven,
so
and
hard.
It's just too much damage, too much control, and too much kind of AoE to just run in and attack the egg together. Like, you will just get comboed up and die on all your heroes if you try and do that. So the Supernovas really are free this game.
Not only that, Phantom Assassin is not very happy hitting the egg either. So you don't have the option to even be able to kill it unless Save decides to just go in Rambo style and dying to like 5 heroes hitting his egg.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah, definitely not. As we say that, no man. Yeah.
This has been happening a lot recently. Yeah. Epileptic Kid running onto the high ground once again, looking for a target. Sees Limp. Limp blinks away. Nico Baby as well, just to use the blur. He has been pinged out by Save though, saying, "Look, this PA is nearby. 13 seconds, there's no creep camp there. She took it, but unfortunately, investigations can only carry them so far. S4 actually initiating onto Epileptic Kid here. Now, this is a guy with an Aegis and a BKB. Meanwhile, they're going to drop the backlines with the Puck. Puck, though, immediately going to get speared up to a tree. Sonic Wave going to cut through as well. Limp almost losing his life. Throws down the heels, but now he really comes down. Hanskid's probably going to be the one to die here. The Puck is able to get himself... Oh, no, he dies and then bites back to the tower. Immediate buyback. Now they go in with the Ignis Fighters, trying to block the Mars as quickly as possible, but the save comes in once more from Ilias, just keeping his heroes alive, using all his heals onto the Mars. Now the PH is getting completely cut as the Supernova comes down as well. They're trying to reset on Alliance, get themselves back. 2 buybacks though. They need to make this fight happen, but they can't find the pickoffs. They don't have the hook shots. They don't have the cap. They don't have a coil either. They jump in though with the Silence Pen, trying to take those front lines, using his Aegis to buy the team some space, but Nico Baby just jumps straight past him. Pang takes down Ilias, and now just trying to fight into GPK. GPK, they're surprisingly tanky as they take down the Sven for the first time. He's going back to life. It's a buyback out from the Omni Knight as they back themselves way on Virtus Pro. A really costly fight from Alliance, and it's really difficult to say they come out with the win there. Yes, they take down the Aegis. Yes, Nico Baby gets himself a kill or two, but still, the buybacks from Alliance, it's just not enough for them.
Yeah, they got 1 kill onto the Omni Knight, and he bought out. Maybe if they kill him again, that's when it's really worth it for Alliance.
Yeah.
But yeah, Limp buying back there too. Not gonna feel too good about that. Hanskin, same thing. They just keep kiting so well, actually on both sides, honestly. Like Alliance, they got away from that Supernova, came back in, tried to make the best of the situation, but it just wasn't enough.
Now Hanskin getting bullied, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
He's not getting out of this
Hanskin.
one. The Purification will finish the job.
Yeah.
Is under attack.
That's 70 seconds. He's gone for, and this is going to be tier 2 tower dead for Alliance most likely if Epileptic Kid just decides to push this all the way in.
Mm-hmm. Man, this clock. He had dreams of Ags, and I believe he had like 1,200-ish gold towards it earlier on. But a couple of bad
Still
fights.
at the same place.
And yeah.
He had to buy back, so very unfortunate. Also, did you see how many gold heroes there were in the last fight?
How many
Everyone
gold
was just
heroes?
BKB'd.
Dire's
Oh, right, yeah.
BKB'd.
is under attack.
They were all just BKB'd in one engagement. I'm like, wow,
yeah.
that looks really scary.
Yeah, everyone's just dropping in with the BKBs, and anyone who's not BKB'd is going to get heavily graced up by Ilias. Like, these heroes just aren't falling. That is the problem. No one is dying.
It's the Will-O-Wisp. The Will-O-Wisp is like pretty much forcing all of VP's heroes to like click the BKBs right away too
Dire's top
Yeah.
tower has
in the
fallen.
fights.
Look where FNG's farming currently as well. He's just making some stacks in enemy jungle, farming them up with his Illuminate. Getting some money anyway, knows how.
I mean, he's got good items. Glimmer Cape, Mech. It's a pretty big position 5. Actually ahead of his position 4 Clockwork. Split pushing, buying some time for his allies.
I'm sure Cottle Lags is going to receive a change in the next patch, because current Cottle Lags is a little bit poo.
Oh, it's like, what, the worst axe, right? It's
Probably.
really bad.
Probably. It's really not good. I would say Terrorblade's Ags is better than Cottle's Ags.
Oh, definitely. Terrorblade Axe is a beast in the late game.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see something cool coming for Cottle, but not right now. Probably not going to be buying that item. He's actually going for a Solar Crush, just wants to buff up his PA a little bit further. Thought that would be the Nature's Prophet's, the Death Prophet's job, but she's instead going for the Shiva's Guard. I like that item in this game. Does seem very strong. Still a way off though.
It's very nice. You need the armor. You're playing as DP and you're playing as Mars and Sven. S4 was having a pretty good game, but just a couple of bad engagements has really put him back. Even the Queen of Pain has overtaken the Death Prophet by a lot now too. Pretty much an entire big item. And GPK going for MKB next. Wants to be a Phantom Assassin killer as well in this game.
Yeah, but Alliance are doing a really good job right now of just
No.
kind of pushing out the side lanes and being very annoying. What's wrong, sweetheart?
Check Epileptic Kid. I did not click him for a little bit, like 2 or 3 minutes, I think, and look what he's got. An entire MKB complete.
Finished off that AC a little while ago, now whips out an MKB from nowhere. Yeah, he's just pulling items out of somewhere we don't really want to know about. It's terrifying. And now the PA is going to have to deal with that.
Exactly. she's gonna be extremely. She was already scared to jump into the fight, even though she had a BKB, right? She couldn't find the angles to be able to blink in, and now there's an MKB on the Sven. Not only that, these supports from Virtus Pro are very hard for Nico Baby to deal with. Omni Knight has a Ghost Scepter. Every time he gets daggered, he instantly pops the Ghost Scepter. And then Virtus and Save has Yule's 2600 HP, can just pop that Supernova. He doesn't have any good targets to go on for Nico Baby.
Indubitably, tis not quite the
Got a
situation
Satanic,
you want
though.
to find yourself in. Satanic might help. Unfortunately, when the crits come in, sometimes you just can't catch the damage from the Sven, not the crits, but just the straight up damage that he's got here with these items. It's very difficult to return the hits in time. Hopefully, PA will be able to survive these engagements, but I don't know, man. It's feeling difficult. And VP have shown absolutely no hesitation in just jumping in and blowing up these heroes. When they commit to a fight, they go for it. Alliance have not been showing anywhere near the same amount of commitment to the engagement. So I think that's probably would be their biggest downfall in this fight. We've seen a few times where they've just like held back on 1 or 2 seconds, and that's what's cost it for them. But now this is decisive. They're smoked up as 5. They're going for the wraparound into the triangle. Virtus Pro, they're hyper aware of this though. They're in the area. Let's see what happens. Nico Baby, he's going to be revealed. Throws a dagger immediately in towards, but the arena comes down, controlling up. Hands get Supernova very far back, but on the high ground, so they can't really fight into this. And now the heroes that they've blown up. GPK comes forward with the Shiva's Carbon Scream as well. Hanska and FNG are already dead. They're trying to still fight up into them, and they have actually killed the Sven. Now GPK is going to be the next target. Nico Baby with the BKB ain't nothing to mess around with. He jumps on top of Ilias. Ilias going to pop the GA to try and get himself out of this one. But, I mean, the Sven going down is just such a big deal. That was a puck axe coming down. He was not ready. And now, well, the buyback from Epileptic Kid. Uh-oh, Nico Baby's in some trouble. He needs to get the Blink Strike up into the high ground, but gets pinned to a tree and killed off instead. The buyback from the Sven, it gets him the kill onto the PA. Maybe they can get S4 as well with her spider legs. She's a quick little lady. Follow the ghosts, CM. Follow the ghosts. I'll tell you where to go, but it doesn't look like anybody else is looking to chase down S4, so I don't think this is going to result in a kill. But wow, what a crazy fight. I did not expect the Sven to want to buy back there, but he did. He gets them a kill onto PA, sure, but now there's a bit of a opportunity for Alliance to take the next engagement.
If they get the Roshan, then it's completely fine that the Sven bought back there, right? He's got pretty much, full items for the time being anyway. He just needs Aegis, and it's going to be up very soon. Alliance, that was an incredible fight. That snap from the Sven and Omni Knight not being close enough to be able to get that Guardian Angel off onto the Sven. Like, he takes a lot of damage of the Phantom Assassin plus the Death Prophet Ultimate, the Exorcism. So he has to be a little bit careful not letting himself get snapped with that Dream Coil.
Yeah, I mean, that was a
Very
reveal,
well.
so you can kind of forgive them for falling to it once, but next engagement, they're going to be aware of it, and now Roshan is being taken. Oh, no. You can't let this go, Alliance, but at the same time, without that PA, it's very difficult for them to actually
You can't
contest
fight
it,
without
but
PA.
they're going for it. They're
You
going
can
for it.
rock
They've
it.
got the Ignis Fathers, they've got the rockets as well.
He's going to have to hook shot in right
No,
now.
there's no way, there's no way.
DM is blocking this.
Yeah. DM and Save
I
just
remember
sweeping
the
around,
days.
just making sure.
Remember the days when hook shot into stealing Aegis and stuff was a thing? Nowadays, everybody knows it's coming. They like literally surround that pit, not let the Clockwork even get close to hitting the target inside.
They know what's going on. Poor old clock. There was a time. There is one play you can make though when you have the Ags is to refresh it. So you deliberately hookshot onto one of the heroes defending it, just to jump to the other side and then hookshot in again. It's pretty advanced. Don't see it very often, but it has happened. Meanwhile, Alliance, they're trying to hold this high ground. They're going to go for this fight. Hello, the S4 popping the Exorcism, committing pretty hard to this. Hookshot again, missing. Oh no, and now the arena comes down, just controlling up the Clockwork. They don't want to miss engage. They're going to try and take down the Supernova. It's one hit. They won't do it. Oh no, they've lost Nico Baby. They're going to lose S4 as well. Talk about it, FNG. He's trying to run himself away. Not going to happen. Oh, they couldn't kill the egg. Epileptic Kid gets in, cleaves through these heroes, and now they're running up the high ground with an Aegis. Alliance, they might have made their last play here. It was so close to working, so close to bringing down that Supernova, but then the Sven come through with the big damage, and that's it.
That's double MKBs, Nomad, Queen of Pain, and Sven. This Phantom Assassin needs to be killing one of them and not the egg.
Yeah. They really do. I mean, we
heroes.
talked about it before.
Yeah.
This egg is just a huge bait. If you go and try and kill it, there's way too much AoE damage on GPK and Epileptic Kid for you to actually do it successfully without losing all your health. And they couldn't even finish the job. Tragic.
40 seconds on PA. I'm not sure they're gonna stop here. They don't have the God Strength. That's why they're going back. They're playing it very slow right now on VP. Or not slow, but safe. Because they know PA could potentially have a buyback. We know she doesn't. But they don't know that.
Yeah, a little bit surprising to me still, as they did have creeps coming onto the high ground, but you know, just erring on the side of caution.
Yeah, this is the safe play for sure. I mean, you got the game down. Oh, Mr. DM? Is he always gonna lose his gem? Oh no, he gets it.
All's well, all's well. FNG trying to make some plays, but unfortunately it didn't quite work out.
That was pretty funny actually. If he actually got the gem and somehow got away from there, that would have been cool. But when you drop the gem, it provides like vision, right?
Yes.
So he saw FNG like on top of the gem, and that's why he was able to get that Yos off.
Yeah. Pretty clowny though.
Close one.
Now without their Ignis Vardis, this could be a pretty tricky high ground defense, Steven.
That's a dieback from Kala. So maybe wasn't the coolest play dying. That's for sure. They got the God Strength too.
Yeah.
He has
Yeah,
an
it's gonna
Abyssal Blade on the Sven too.
No hesitation. And again, if you're going to land a hook shot, now's the time to do it, but they want to wait. They want to try and wait it out. 25 seconds, they've got a bit of harassment, they've got a fortification, which is now over. And GPK going to jump in, looking straight forward onto Limp. Supernova coming down nice and deep here as they take down one, and the Pug's going to use himself into the air, but when he comes back down, he's going to get murderized. There is a buyback available. Puck's going to use it. It's going to be a 4-on-5. Oh, they're actually having to run into this before the coddle's even up. S4 trying to make something happen, just running around with these ghosts, but now GPK jumps in with that 25 talent, but Nico Baby looking for the response. Cheese out from GPK, keeps him alive. The Mega Creeps have been gotten. Now can Alliance find anything from this? Dual Yules coming out as they take down FNG on the side. He comes back to life, does get off to the Ignis Vardis. Sven tries to take it down, but it's just going to get controlled up by it. Nico Baby, he needs to commit to this because they're facing Megas now, but they just don't feel like they have the manpower. They want to try and wait out the clock, maybe. But, I mean, they've been megaed here. It seems so unlikely that they're actually going to be able to hold on for this one. They will try for one final fight, perhaps, or they might just let VP relieve. And, yeah, it looks like that's going to be the call. Oh dear.
Try to hold off for Megas, and Nico Baby needs to make his way into a rapier, hopefully. He's
There
switching
it
up
is,
his
yeah.
quick buy right now.
I mean, even for Nico Baby, I feel like his chances are slim. 1% chance, says Daddy Gabe. The 1% comeback. Well, I think I'd agree with that. I think 1% seems likely.
Quite generous.
Are you getting into decimals?
We might have to, looking at
0.3%.
this game. Well, you get the PA factor. That's the one thing they got, right? The PA factor. But this game will take another 30 minutes if Alliance have a shot at winning this. So
Yes, VP have to mess up spectacularly, I'd say, to not win this game. Or Alliance makes some absolutely crazy plays. Let's see.
Smoke up. They need to win this fight. Guaranteed.
Yeah, just throwing some daggers across. Warcry to kind of counter up for damage. Now swoop in with the Hex onto the ditch. In their Death Prophet, they hook shot in, but it's not enough to keep her alive. They'll take it down. These golden heroes smashing through everybody that comes their way. They do have a buyback on Hanskin. He's going to try and do something here, but Nico Baby jumps in the engagement. He has popped that Satanic, trying to keep himself alive. Can he out DPS and Sven? No, he cannot. Sven is too damn big, and DVP are too damn strong. They'll take down everybody on the side of Alliance and claim that GG. Prize it from their cold, dead lips. Game number 1, it goes the way of Virtus Pro. It looked so close. Alliance, they looked like they were doing great, but then the moment they start team fighting, Virtus Pro remind everybody why they were the finalists of the last big event, because these guys, they do not mess around when it comes to these engagements. This Phoenix-Mars combination looked absolutely brutal. Epileptic Kid running around doing whatever he liked. GPK as well, just all the damage in the world. Virtus Pro really did just smash down Alliance once they started fighting in this game. And yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like Carl had a good laning phase. S4 had a good laning phase.
He did.
But couldn't really transform that into any kind of pressure in the team fights in the mid game.
That's what VP does. They, when they get their item timings, they're so quick. They've on this carry, and Epileptic is like, we're smoking right now. Like, or he'll tell his team 5 seconds or 20 seconds earlier, like, we're smoking as soon as it finishes. Everyone groups up. They instantly smoke as soon as they pick up the item from the courier. They run at you. They force these mistakes. Of like random, not random, but awkward places where they were smoking into, and Alliance just got caught off guard. One mistake where they're like, okay, we should fight here, but in reality, they shouldn't have.
Alliance, can you put together a better team fighting roster this time around, or are you going to get stomped to the ground once again? I certainly hope not, but Theben, let's find out. What do you think?
They gave the Omni again. VP's gonna have Sven once again. The thing about VP is they don't get tired of playing the same drafts over and over again. You know, they like winning. They're not gonna try something new if they know this is their strat and it's gonna win the game.
Ooh, I like
so
this
Alliance, yeah, they go with the Shadow Demon 1st. All right. They might pick something else other than Sven, just maybe like small percent chance, but I think they're just gonna take the Sven here.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
It's
so
just
strong.
like it's not the thing about BP is it's not just the Sven that's the problem, right? It's everybody on the team, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's playing some kind of tier 1 powerful hero. So if you put all your emphasis onto that Sven, then everybody else owns you, right? Because you're no longer focusing the other heroes in the game. And BP, like, their chance of winning this game just skyrocketed again, like game 1, because they just have this combo already that puts onto Alliance's draft. Hey man, this is the last day of the patch, okay? It's just the last day. Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it. Yeah. Enjoy Sven. I'll try my best. But I like what Alliance are doing. They're trying to come up with some answers for it. Like
for Timber.
Shadow Demon is a nice answer to the Omni Knight. Timber is a nice answer to this double strength lane. So yeah, I mean, I can dig Alliance's answers. Is it going to be strong enough to beat the Sven though? See, I kind of feel like they haven't really gone. Well, I don't know. It's how you play is how you beat Sven. You know, you have to be invading his triangle. You have to be trying to catch him out as he's farming and he's vulnerable. These heroes won't do that, but they will win in the lane. And Shadow Demon is going to help out in the team fights to counter this GA and such.
It is a pretty annoying hero for them to deal with.
Yeah.
That is for sure. But pretty sure VP is also ready for this. They know that having the Omni and the Sven together just throughout the game is going to be better than having a bad lane against a Timbersaw. The Timber will have a pretty good lane, that's for sure. But VP do have 3 follow-up picks just to shut down this Timber. And this time they banned the Phantom Assassin out. Last game they did not ban the Phantom Assassin out, but this time they do. They see that maybe the Timber could create enough space for the PA to be stronger and farm more or have more space to be able to deal with the Sven.
Yeah. Open up the map.
Interesting.
That's what you need to do. Don't get yourself choked
Lions ban out the Invoker. Now DP all of a sudden looks pretty decent too against Alliance. DP is pretty bad against Shadow Demon though. When you get Demonic Purged, and if you cast Yules, like DP is dependent on the Yules, right? When they jump you need to go in the air while you're siphoning so you can heal while you're invincible. The Purge removes the Yules right away. Like you don't even go, you go off for like a 0.1 second and instantly gets removed. So maybe DP isn't the best, but it's one of the better heroes against Timbersaw. The silence is annoying, Siphon's annoying. Sometimes Timber joins the fight without any armor stacks.
Yeah, that's definitely where you can catch him off guard and try and run him down. You need to have some ideas on how to bring down this hero because, Vedaspro, whilst they're really good at putting together these drafts, they almost always do it in a way which counters the opening picks of the enemy team. So whatever they pick up, I'm fairly sure it's going to be a pretty good idea on how to get rid of these heroes. Any predictions?
We might still see the Death Prophet. That's what I'm thinking right now from Alliance or BP, like one of the teams. But I think most likely Alliance. They do still like it against the Zombie Knight. BP didn't ban it out. Alliance do ban out the Mars, so we will not be seeing this. We will not be seeing the same draft from BP. That's for sure, because the Mars is gone. And they banned the Storm. This gives an opening for VP now to get their Void Spirit, which they play very well with. I don't think they're going to go Kunkka because of the Timbersaw on the side of VP. So Void Spirit, something I want to see from VP. Phoenix, probably not the best choice. Possible Skywrath Mage game from Virtus Pro. That's a pretty good hero against Timbersaw.
Yeah, maybe.
Burst that you have. You also have a Sven on your lineup. So you got that disable as well. Save what you're going to get for yourself. I mean, Alliance is going to pick first. They're going to get the position 5 here. It's looking like there's no Undying, obviously, because first phase banned. That's like FNG's tier 1, S tier hero that he loves to play, other than Omni Knight. Venge draft. We could also possibly see a Venge draft come out from Alliance.
I'd quite like that.
A different route.
Spicy.
Interesting.
Spicing it up. I like this. You know, go out there, try some new ideas. It's the end of the patch. See what you can do. Something you've been thinking
Dude,
about.
I like this hero.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So this Leshrac, they also picked against who was that? Gambit, I think. In their best of 5, they played against Gambit. Yeah, and they had a Leshrac. Oh, that was really good game for it.
Yeah.
So this is most likely mid Lesh. Very good against Leshrac middle. So that's why we're going mid against Leshrac.
Interesting. Alliance, though, next pick for them. This is usually the point where they pick up their carry, but I believe they have... yeah, there we go. They'll grab the Life Stealer and save the last pick for their pos 4.
So this makes me think, because they picked the Life Stealer right now, that the Leshrac could be a flex on the 4 now, and not the mid laner anymore. And then the Shadow Demon will be the 5, and they're just going to wait to see VP's last 2 heroes, and then draft up something to counter all of that. Because Timber doesn't really need help, right? Laning into a Sven Omni Knight. So there's even a potential Alliance that's just going to tri-lane with this Leshrac Life Stealer Shadow Demon combo, and just like solo this Timbersaw, which I wouldn't be surprised with, honestly. They've done something similar to that before in the past.
Yeah.
A different situation, but still the idea is there. VP, not seeing the Life Stealer, maybe they're probably deterring from picking from picking a Tiny, or even putting the Viper in the offlane. This is looking more and more like a mid Viper now.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I'm mostly looking at this Leshrac and just wondering, you know, it's really nice to combo it up with the Shadow Demon. Of course, if he's not a core, then he doesn't have to be farming, so he can just go around with the Shadow Demon. These two can just make plays through the entire game, and it's very easy to make that happen. Virtus Pro, however, are going to take the Tidehunter. That's going to confirm the Viper is going to be mid, and that is going to mean the Tidehunter is going to be in the off lane. Now, does a Tide survive versus a tri-lane of Lifestealer, Leshrac, and Shadow Demon?
There's not a lot of heroes who can survive tri-lanes if it's just 2 going into the off lane. My concern more is about the Timber versus the Tide. Like, you just drafted Tide into Timbersaw. So this Timber is having a much more of a free game now. Like, either side lanes he goes to, doesn't matter for him.
Ballin'.
Honestly, they could just solo Timber safe lane now and just go aggro trial lane with Lifestealer, Leshrac, and Shadow Demon.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That could be the play for
Tide, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the play from Alliance here. Like, why not?
Yep.
Unless they obviously put the Leshrac mid, then they'll pick another 4 or 5, and then still they should try lane. I think on the side of Lions, they need to do something a bit different. And Timber is going to have a good lane no matter who he plays against.
Yeah, he should be fine. And S4, you know, he likes making space in this Timber. He loves playing alone and just letting his Pulse 4 do whatever he wants. That's his favorite way to play in the off lane. He just wants to enable Handskin to be more active.
Pugna banned out from Virtus Pro. Interesting. I would think not the best hero for Alliance to take, but maybe they're thinking like, oh, they don't want to get pressured up early on and have all their towers be dead to Leshrac, Edict, and Pugna Blast.
Yeah.
Alliance banning out Wind Ranger. They're banning out save heroes right now. Wind Ranger, maybe a Skyrath, possibly. It's one of Save's heroes too.
So, final pickups. Finders Pro. No, I was just trying to think if they could actually run the Viper
Tiny.
as a 4 this game, but no, I don't think they will do. There's some really good mids.
Viper as a 4? Did you say Viper as a 4?
I did.
No,
Get a bit galaxy
please
brained.
don't. No.
I mean, putting on the side lane versus a Timber might be really nice, and then you can kind of counter him out, but...
That's kind of true, but you rather... I mean, you have Tide. Unless Tide goes mid, you know, OG style, right? Like, unless Tide goes mid, I really don't see this Viper going to side lane. And they do ban the Tiny, though, just for the safety of that, you know? Like, in case, for whatever reason, Viper does go side lane, they don't want that Tiny Viper combo, which is probably the best combo, and VP have played it multiple times.
Yeah.
So...
Absolutely. And the final pickup from them will be the Skyrath Mage. Comes down eventually. Long distance snipe. There
was many picks that went before this Skyrath came out, but it came out nonetheless. I do think the Alliance should have got rid of Sky instead of Tiny, though.
Yeah.
Like, it just didn't make sense for them to put the Tide Hunter mid that much, and they're not going to put Tiny and Tide offlane, especially against a Timber, right? Like, Tiny hates playing against Timbersaw. That's just a given, so... this guy will provide a bit of burst damage. Oh, Nyx!
No. I don't like that. I can't get behind that.
Their draft was going so well until I see Nyx. That's a position for Nyx.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so I mean, like, this is kind of considered to be like a classic counter to the Skyrath Mage. Mana burn, very, very good against Skyrath.
And Viper.
Yeah,
third
and
skill.
Viper as well. Pretty good at just kind of stunning him up and locking him down. But I mean, it's still Nyx Assassin. There's a reason we're not really seeing that hero a whole lot. I guess there is 2 heroes as well, which the Break's going to be quite good at. 3 heroes, which the Break's going to be pretty good against. The Sven, the Viper, and the Tide. I can see its value, but at the same time, I can't get behind it, guys. I can't. Can you get behind it?
I really can't, but I can see how it works when the Timber and the Lifestealer win their lanes really hard.
Yeah.
Right? You need both your sideliners to win their lanes really hard. If you can do that, then I can see the Nyx having like impact. Right? The problem with Nyx is early game, right? He doesn't really provide a lot. And then later in the mid game, like if he gets enough levels, he's a beast, right? If Dota started with all heroes being level 14, then Nyx would be a god tier hero in almost every single game, right? But that's the problem. Like, he doesn't provide a whole lot in the lanes. His early game is a bit weak too, especially when his Vendetta is on cooldown. But if they can get to that mid game, 50-50 or even ahead on Alliance, then this Nyx is going to be extremely valuable. I'm not the biggest fan of a last pick Nyx Assassin. I don't think it really is not the game-changing hero that I was hoping for.
It's not what we were hoping for, but it's what we're getting, and it's what Alliance are going to go for. We got to trust in S4 head or S5 head. Which one's going to turn up? Well, let's find out. Let's get into game number 2 of VP versus Alliance, battling it out for the elimination. And Alliance are very, very close to that elimination. They're putting their faith, their hopes, their dreams in a Handskin Nyx Assassin. Question marks have been raised. the GPK Viper, but he's actually just going to straight up TP himself away. Goes all the way back to Costly.
But Limp. But what is his plan? Oh, he doesn't know where the Viper is. He thinks Viper TP to get his bottle up.
Mm-hmm.
You're locking it back.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't do that, that Leshrac would have been completely kicked out, lost a bunch of XP, and not only does he save him and gets Viper to the base, but also double stacks in the jungle too, which Leshrac loves to farm at 6.
Yeah, he does indeed. Burst through these. I mean, Leshrac is essentially played the exactly same way as Zeus is these days. Use that magic damage to take down the creep waves, break down some stacks, and get yourself some money. Simple.
Yep.
We haven't really talked a whole lot about the top lane since the Dart shenanigans, but it is tied versus Lifestealer. Classically, Lifestealer's pretty happy in this lane, and it's just going to open up FNG to make these rotations and feel safe that his Lifestealer is not going to get killed off. So we'll probably see a bit more of that. Or we'll just make stacks. One or the other.
I think stacks is just better because you have Leshrac who wants to farm it. But then again, VP know those stacks are happening. Viper will want to steal that.
Yeah, they need to be very aware of that on the side of Alliance.
And Tide.
Can't let these stacks go.
I fully expect both DM and GPK to just run in there about 5.5 minutes in, maybe 6 minutes in. Meanwhile, Limp does get a haste rune and is just farming it up. He's not going to die to the Viper any longer while he still has that haste.
Yep, get out of jail free card. It's very nice for him in the mid lane. Like he doesn't want to be playing aggressively remotely onto this Viper. He just wants to survive this lane and then hit jungle creeps afterwards.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Epileptic Kid still doing very well at the moment, level 4. Last time I saw S4 play into this Omni Sven combo with this Timber. I think it was an Omni Sven combo. He did very, very well. This time around, not as good. I wonder if it's because of the Nyx factor. It could possibly be. Oh, Hanskin steals the bounty. The stun. It's FNG going for the other bounty. Dude, FNG has just been such a menace this game. Damn. This man, he refuses to lose. It's like a... Yeah.
Yeah, he's mad. He wants his team to stay in the tournament. He's doing everything he can. He's making the plays. He's having an absolutely dream time on this Shadow Demon so far, making a ton of really nice plays.
His first 5 minutes has been really spot on by FNG so far.
Good stuff. The rotation to mid, the 0-minute jukes, the taking the bounty runes.
It's time.
So far.
Radiant are
He wants the farm. 5:30, here it is. Any rotations from VP? Doesn't look like it. Limp. Oh, look at this juicy farm. That feels so good.
Ugh, yum yum creeps. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, Epileptic is kind of being chased by S4 here. He's trying to go for the kills. Ilias is going to be able to heal him up though, so I don't think he's in too much danger of actually dying. Although saying that, he just hits level 6, gets the Chakram, and that's going to be first blood for S4 solo onto the Sven. Whilst this Leshrac farms up these jungle creeps all by himself. I mean, this is looking real good for Alliance currently.
Yeah. Just the fact that they got that farm and get the solo kill, he instantly went from 6 to 7 as soon as he kills this creep, like just a sliver away. And this is where it's so problematic for VP, right? The catapult is down here. The Viper canceled this TP, so he can't actually get down this tower either. S4 a little bit low on mana. That's pretty much the only saving grace for them right now for this tower.
Yeah, but he's going to pop that soul ring and throw a bit of harassment the way of Ilias, continually chop him down. Meanwhile, Lifestealer going for a play onto DM up in the top lane. They want to try and crack the watermelon, and they might be able to do exactly that. Ag Special going to help you against the magic damage of Leshrac. They could maybe even pop them Rage as well, just to purge it off, so they bring him down. Meanwhile, Hanskin at mid is going to get targeted up. Science comes through. He's going for the TP as well, but he's not going to be able to make it out of there. Save and GPK just do